It's I'm gonna mute these guys over here.
We gotta kill some time, folks.
No, it's all right. Thanks for being here, everybody. If you're just coming over from Brickhead Family, I think they had a half sign off. Ben's Brick Design here. I'm Ben. Thanks everybody for being here for this 72-hour stream. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for people to kind of migrate over from Brickhead Family. Thank you very much for picking up the 7 to 10 a.m. slot. And all the YouTubers who have come before since Friday, the 72-hour stream, winter edition. Thanks to Butt Chop for setting it up as well. That was very cool of him to do this, to be the unorganized, organized person. Yes, we have started. I am going to bring on a couple of my guests, and then I'm going to switch to my build cam. Today, we've got a couple of friends of the channel here. We've got the Lego Geek, Kodiak Bricks, and Synthetic Mason. I'm going to bring these guys in. So these are friends of the channel, and they will be joining us in building. And welcome, guys.
Howdy.
So you guys have been fans of this and viewers of this channel for a very long time, and I very much appreciate it. I know Travis from not the Lug, but we met at Brick Fiesta a year ago, and since then we've been like kind of missing each other, trying to do projects and whatnot because pandemic. And then Lego Geek's been like one of the very first people to start watching this channel. So I'm really glad that you're on with us. And Kodiak's been a long time viewer as well. So thanks for being on, guys. We can build, we can chat, we can do whatever you guys want. So I'm going to start monitoring chats and building and doing whatever. So how are you guys doing this Sunday?
Good.
I'm not doing too bad.
Good to hear.
I don't know if the audio is doing that clipping thing from everybody else's end or not, but
I'm hearing it a little bit, but
yeah, I'm not sure if it's a feedback thing or not. This is my second time using Restream's Live Studio, which is going to be a little different from everybody else using StreamYard. I think it's basically the same platform. It's just a web-based version of being able to get multiple people in the stream since the catastrophe that was no more Google Hangout video. I think it was like earlier this year or late last year, something like that. So everybody migrated to StreamYard, and I think I was the only one who probably is on Restream Studio. So anyway, if there's issues with it, I do apologize, but we can go from there. Yeah, I don't know where I got this shirt. I think a friend of mine had it, and she's like, this was my brother's shirt or something like that, and he doesn't want it, so you can have it. I'm like, sweet. So I'm going to flex a little bit because I got these guys with my my Nintendo. I got the Nintendo yesterday, so I got the gift with purchases.
I want that book.
Yeah, I think there are 3 of them. Are there 3 or 4 of them?
There's the Coliseum one, which you can only get with the Coliseum. There's the book, and then 2x4.
Right, and I'm gonna get the Coliseum hopefully next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'll probably get these again, unless they say no, you already got it with your household. And then the Chariot again. So I don't think there's any other deal for the Coliseum like any other. And I'm hoping I can use some VIP points because I just scored a crap ton of VIP points for this. So let's see. I'm going to try muting a couple people till we can figure out the audio. I don't know where's the clacking is coming from.
There's a big echo for me.
And I don't know. I'm just going to try one at a time. We're just going to see who's the clacking person. Do you think it's a feedback on your end? And if I mute you, Travis, it goes away. Yeah. So TLG is pure echo. Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. We can hear you.
That is so weird. My Chrome is frozen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I was trying to troubleshoot why it wasn't sharing my screen.
It's weird because I tried to open this in Chrome and it says, no, Chrome version 86. It doesn't work well with this. You have to downgrade to Chrome 85. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And they say, or open it in Safari. So I opened it in Safari, and then there's a warning banner that says Safari's support is limited at this time. And I'm like, come on, guys. You're making me want to stop my subscription and move to StreamYard. So, Travis, I don't know what's causing your feedback there.
What? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's really stuttery.
Yeah. What I'm about reload, and see if I can.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so while Travis does that, so again, thank you for everybody for being here. I'm going to switch to my build camera. This is what I'm building today. I'm doing I'm continuing with the ITS transport. So you won't see my pretty face up here because I can do 2 cameras at once, but the sound is weird and the network connection. I'm in a different side of the house and I only have one really long network cable. And it doesn't allow you to do 2 cameras on this. So you'd have to do a completely different, like your phone or a different computer or something. So that's all right. Not all of us can be beyond the brick and have 2 cameras while we're building. So, but I'm on bag 2 of this, so I'm going to get started on that. What are you guys working on?
Well, I was going to work on a submersible, but since Chrome is just this, I guess I'm just audio.
All right. So basically, this program is 100% supported anywhere. Yeah, basically.
I mean, I imagine it works on Internet Explorer if it ever loads.
Yeah, as long as it's not Edge, because Edge is Chromium, and it would have to be a newer version of Chrome. I think it probably works fine on Chrome, but I didn't want to chance it.
Well, this is me chancing it, and we see where that goes.
So if you wanted to try it on IE just to see, we can be the test bed for it, and then I can report back to them and say, hey, this is garbage. It's gonna get loud and crinkly.
Okay. Well, I'm building I know it's not, I hate being that guy that builds Christmas sets before Christmas, but I'm building the Elf Clubhouse that just came out.
Nice. I have a Lug friend who's building the Elf Clubhouse as well. And I got a little jealous because I'm like, I can't even get that yet. Again, also, if you're following on YouTube here, thanks for being here, everybody. I also stream on Twitch. So you might see if you do twitch.tv/Ben's Brick Designs. I'm also on Twitch. And I think we've got somebody.
Yeah, I believe someone's live.
So let's try this again.
There we go.
Hey, Cardiac, are you back in?
I'm back. I guess it just full crashed.
Let's see. Is this we got?
Oh, okay. Or just display my build. That's fine.
Which one do you want? Oh, you have 2 screens going.
Well, yeah, I didn't intend for that to happen.
Oh, you didn't intend for that to happen?
No. I wanted it to share my build screen. But
Oh, and Travis is back on. How's it going?
Oh, now he's gone.
Problems. Yeah, I can see him half loaded. So we can put your screen up if you want to do audio and build. That's cool. I'm probably going to be watching chat.
Does it
cut my audio if you go to the build?
If I just pick a camera, yeah, because your mic is on one and then your build is on another.
I can read chat and you guys can build these. I can multitask a little.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, this is the 72-hour community stream. Thanks for being here, and again, thanks to Butt Chop for setting it all up.
Yeah, thank you, Butt Chop.
God among men. Sign of the impending apocalypse. Oh, it's so twitchy. I gotta mute you, dude. I'm so sorry. We're just gonna watch you build. If you need to say anything, just chat at us, and or wave, and I'll
and we can talk about it.
And we can talk about it. Otherwise, I got to mute it because otherwise it's all choppy and tweaky sounding. Cool?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Trying to say something. Not you guys, just mostly Travis. Travis, if you can hear me, if I unmute you, it gets all crappy.
Poor
So I'm going to
Travis.
mute you. But if you need to say anything, just wave and we'll figure it out. Oh no, that's not okay. There we go. Oh, you're building Lego movie stuff. Cool. I'm going to feature that. Can we do that? Can we do feature? Click feature. No. There we go. Ta-da! All right, so what are you building? Oh, nice. Very cool.
It's Couch Mech.
Couch mech. Love
Yeah,
it.
I've been
Love
sitting
it.
on this one for a while.
Howdy, dude, Jude.
Howdy, dude, Jude. And
Butt chop. Yeah, it's good to be here, man.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's typing, Jeff. I think it's just I think it's Travis's audio. So I'm going to keep him muted for a little bit while we do stuff. Sorry, dude. But you can chat with us. All right. So, and then I thought we had, this is all.
Yeah.
There. I don't know why it keeps like bouncing people out. Sorry about that, Ruby.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I didn't even know I was out.
Yeah, you were out. I was like, where did he go? Lego Geek, what's your real name? I think
No,
it was on
I
Instagram.
But I didn't know.
Yeah, my name's Julian.
Julian, that's what I thought. Okay. Cool. Well, welcome, guys. Yeah, I don't generally do, you've probably noticed by the way I'm handling this, but I generally stream by myself because otherwise I can't focus on anything.
So
I'm like, I just want to build.
sorry. What?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they're announced, but did the winter 2021 sets or the January 2021 sets? I believe were announced yesterday.
Oh, were they? I know there was a lot of like Spider-Man, like 4+ sets for next year, like the Iron Man and Spider-Man buildable mech figure things. I don't know if that was part of the announcement or not. Oh, and he got kicked out again. Why is that? This is, yeah. Oh, you don't, yeah, not having a computer, doing it off your phone. Yeah.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yep.
He said.
So what
having
a-
never done this before.
Never done this before.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of people never done doing this before, so let's do this. What are the sets that they're doing for next year? I haven't checked them yet.
It's just a lot of Technic and City sets. The only things that really appeal to me, or at least the things I want to talk about, not the biggest things, but the Technic RC car. It's about like maybe like 10 inches long. It's really not that big, but looks really cool. And then the Lego City Roads. It's a new type of format for road with brick built instead of the plates. I think
I've heard about that. Yeah,
it looks really nice.
that's very cool. I think all the guys in our train group down in San Antonio are probably going to be a little upset at that because they've spent a lot of time making plates for their train setups, and so having like this new sort of style of building roads around it, they're probably like, we're not going to change our stuff. We put way too much money in these in these land plates around the tracks.
Yeah, I personally think the base plate roads don't look the greatest. I've always wanted to build my own like 2x4 tiles and all that. I wasn't really into the base plates. They never looked that good. So I'm glad they're taking this, I guess, the leap of faith, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Butt Shop, thanks, man. Yeah, we probably should have done a little troubleshooting. I had everybody get on at about 9:30, but it seemed like it was all right. One-on-one, it was okay, but I guess as soon as we started with everybody, they all kind of had problems. I'm going to unmute Travis just to see if it's better. No! Oh, God, it's like instantly bad.
Oh, God.
It's like instantly bad, dude. Sorry. I like unchatted it, and then it just went clackety, 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 clackety. No! Oh, man. Sorry, brother. We have to do like a one-on-one kind of thing maybe sometime. Maybe
Jeff says the new roads are a bummer. I kind of disagree, but I want to see your opinion on it.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out. I haven't seen them yet.
They weren't. Is he coming from somewhere else now?
No.
Well, let me check. I'm gonna mute myself.
Did stop. Nope, never mind. Didn't stop.
Nope. Huh, weird. Okay. Problems.
I mean, not to argue my case as not being an imposter, but I'm on my headset.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
So any incoming audio should just be fed right into my ears.
Right.
But we're still getting that echo.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I've got like I'm on a Mac, so I'm using aggregate sound, which means it should be any sound channel coming in and out as long as it's on. I maybe should turn off my my Yeti mic, but I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not. I think it's if
you're just having it feed your audio through your speakers, right?
Right.
Yeah, then your Yeti would be picking that up.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's actually Travis's or not. I'm going to pull him back up so we can see him. But it's like, I don't know. I could play music in the background. Maybe that'll get over it. No, it's all there, the clacking and echo. All right, let me try something on mine. Maybe it's mine. I'm going to do audio input, built-in microphone. Nope. Same. I can still hear it. I think it is Travis, and I think it's like a really bad network connection and being on a phone. And now it's his Kung Fu movie.
There you go.
What's your audio coming out of? My audio is coming out of the speakers, the laptop speakers, the Mac speakers. And then I have, and I mean, honestly, this never happens, guys. This is the first time it's ever happened to me. And I'm waiting for the AC to kick on because these lights make it really hot in here. So I'm going to talk for Travis. I know that we had come up with ideas to build several things that I think we're trying to get organized. We're trying to do some Transformer stuff because he's built some really great Transformers. A couple inch high Transformer figures, transformable. Maybe he can show some on the screen. Yeah, there's a Bumblebee. So that size, I'm going to put you on so you can see. Yeah, so those kind of figures. Does really good small size figures, transformable too, but these sort of 3-4 inch figures are super rad. And he had them at Brick Fiesta last year, and I could not just stop hanging around his table. And I'm like, what we need to do is build like a giant Autobot city from the movie, just a lot of orange and white, and build the battle of the two. And that was the project that never got started. Oh, put that up again. I want to see what that was. Cool. Oh yeah. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, he's really good. If you don't, his channel is Brick It Up. So go over there and subscribe. He does a lot of like almost minifig scale transformable vehicles, and he just gets a lot of use out of clips and very small plates and bars and stuff, and everything's transformable, and they're adorable and sweet, and he'll show you how to like build everything and how to the instructions on kind of how to put it together and everything. It's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the other one we were going to start doing was now I can't remember. I have to go through my my chats to find out what we agreed to start working on. Again, these are all going to be remote projects until everybody can get together again, but
right. Some odd reason that people can't congregate this year. Wonder what it could be.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody just got really introverted and decided they, you know.
Yeah, gee, like some of my best friends, like I haven't heard from them in, months now for some odd reason.
Like the beginning of spring, something happened. Everyone just went weird.
Jeez, crazy, right?
Yeah, super weird. Oh, that's what it was. We're gonna do Cowboy Bebop scale figures, scale ships.
There you go.
Yeah, spikes and Eds and jets. So that'll be fun. I think somebody's already done spikes, but I don't know about the rest of them. I have to look. That's one of those shows I get really into for like one season, and then I completely forgot I've been watching it. So I don't know that I've actually seen it the whole way through.
I unfortunately haven't even seen a single episode.
Oh.
But it is on my list.
Yeah, it's super jazzy and good. Let's see who we got. Ken Marla's in the chat. Jeff McElwee, thanks for being here, guys. Anybody who's in there, I appreciate you following along. Let's see. Yeah, some good stuff. So what are you designing right now, Kodiak?
So not to. Okay, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm a gigantic nerd, and so I'm writing a book that is relatively H.P. Lovecraft themed, set on Europa.
Cool.
And at one point, my main characters have to steal a submersible to go underneath to find a missing research submarine that the surface base won't let them go find. And so I figure I may as well design what that submarine looks like.
Excellent. So instead of drawing it out or building it in a computer somewhere, you're going to build it with Lego.
Yeah, I get a rough idea of what it looks like out of Lego. And then when it comes to actually describing sort of what it looks like, or how it handles in the story itself, then at least I have a rough model.
Right. Physical copy to play with. That's a good idea.
Well, thank you. That's usually how I handle these. There you are.
So the Nintendo that I got, I think is, yes, Butt Chop. Travis is Synthetic Mason. So yeah, his YouTube channel would be, if you look up Synthetic Mason or Brick It Up, that's where you'd find him. For some reason, you guys cannot. Oh, it looked like. There you are, Lego Geek. Hey, Julian, what's up?
Okay.
You keep dropping, and I keep looking at the table and not seeing you drop, and then I'm like, man, he's been quiet. And then I look up and he's like newly joined. I'm like, God.
Yeah, I
dang it.
found out if I change tabs at all, it just kicks me out, and I don't know why.
Oh yeah, it's weird because if I was trying to do it on my phone, so I could get a second camera. So I'd have the laptop and then my phone as the other camera. And as soon as I navigated away, it's like, no, you're disconnected forever. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it says I get put back in, but I really don't.
Well, I see you pop up, but then I have to like, you're in a green room kind of thing.
Yeah. But I guess I've just been reading the chat to myself for the past 5 minutes.
Whatever you've been talking about the last couple minutes has been great. You guys should read it. It's amazing.
Riveting content, truly.
Yeah. We cured cancer.
Jeez, I wouldn't go that far.
I found a vaccine to the virus.
Yeah. It was wonderful. I cannot share Travis's link in chat. Sorry. Oh, let me see if I can.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird about that.
What color is he available in? Sure. Sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much news this week in Lego. I was gonna go see, but I can't.
I think the Coliseum is probably the Coliseum and VIP Day and Black Friday are probably a lot of the news cycle going on. But I do know that their announcements for the early 2021 stuff is like just come out like last couple.
Yeah, it came out yesterday and nobody really talked about it. And I was kind of confused about that.
All right, so this is Travis's.
Okay.
What's up, Beth? Beth is on Twitch. Thanks for being there.
Howdy, Beth.
Oh, the link did work. That's cool. Supposedly.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to join on Twitch at all at any point, that's cool. I've got a Facebook page that should be going there too. So Restream should be funneling in all the other channels, and everybody should be able to see it. That's the whole reason I subscribed when everyone jumped ship from Google Hangouts and went to StreamYard. I was like, yeah, I'll do that too. And then like, yeah, that costs like $20 a month originally. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then they changed their pricing and some made a lot of it like really super free. And even on this service, there's things like you can't have custom backgrounds unless you pay a certain level of subscription. So, which is kind of a bummer because I'm already paying a little bit to get it to push through to Facebook, a Facebook page, but I don't know.
Yeah, I really liked Google Hangouts. I thought that was really good, but then I guess something just happened and
everybody liked it. I think they were really pissed when it went away, except I know Butt Chop was like, I'm not letting this go. I'm going to keep streaming on this. And look, guys, they said it was gone in August or whatever.
Yeah, I'm still using it for like adding to friends.
Yeah, it was like October and he's still having it up and inviting people and doing. I don't know if he's still doing it. I think he's doing StreamYard officially now, but for a while he's like, I'm not getting rid of it. You guys can't tell me what to do.
You're not my real dad.
You're not my real dad. StreamYard. You're just step. There was a joke in there and I totally lost it.
No worries.
A step streaming service.
But Jeff says the new 2021 sets don't look that good. And I agree. I literally, the ones I mentioned are the only ones I actually like, which are the Technic RC car and the roads. But I will only be getting the RC car because I sold most of my city to get a car. And of course, I've been trying to do roads for the past, year on my Lego City series, but then I had to stop that because, it just wasn't doing that good. And I kind of ran out of ideas and I didn't have pieces for the roads anymore. So,
yeah. Hangouts through Streamlabs. That's hilarious. That's one thing I never got into was like reselling my stuff. I probably could and make enough to kind of keep the going. So I'm not spending 100% of my own money on stuff. I'm kind of earning a little bit, but I just never got into that mindset.
Yeah, I don't like reselling Lego. I just don't think it's like, the smartest thing to do, especially since, you'll definitely be losing money. And, I got Lego to enjoy it. I never, expected to be selling it, but, when you become a big boy, you have to do big boy things. So
Yeah.
you know.
Dude, Jude loves your stuff, Travis, by the way. He says thumbs up.
So do we like? I never understood what happened to Hangouts. Like, was there like a contract or something with YouTube or like what? I don't ever understood that.
I think they just decided that not a lot of people were using it. And I think probably more what happened is that they couldn't put ads on live streams. So they weren't getting any, they were putting all this development into a project, a platform that they weren't able to make any money off of.
Yeah.
Because you can't put title cards and you can't interrupt a stream with an ad. You can't start a stream with an ad. So
sort of the same thing that killed Twitch, if I'm not, or not Twitch, Vine, if I'm not mistaken.
But Chop
same
just
thing that
said,
killed
"Come up
Mixer."
and see me sometime, big boy."
Okay, I keep hearing that Mixer is dead, but I also have friends that tell me they still use it. Is it actually like dead as in defunct, or is just no one using it?
Well, from what I understand is, and I've got a in real life friend who uses Mixer or used Mixer, and she was one of these people who, and I've hosted her stuff on my channel a bit.
Oh, Goldilocks, right?
Yeah, Goldilocks. Yeah,
not to call her out. Sorry,
Goldilocks and the Bear on Goldilocks and the Bear on Twitch. Go check him out. That's what I mean. That's how she was making her living. She was in real life making money off Twitch or Mixer kind of thing, and then Mixer basically, because that was a Microsoft product, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't think we're going to do this anymore," and so they sold the Mixer part of it to Facebook Gaming. So Mixer became the vehicle and the back end behind Facebook Gaming. So there, as far as I know, that happened in. The announcement for that was like late June, early July. What's up, Brick Blaze? Yeah, hang out till your pizza's ready. Thanks for coming in, man.
Wow, you're making me hungry, man.
I know. I had a late breakfast, so I'm good.
I haven't had breakfast.
Same boat here. I'm just gonna wait till after the stream.
So then they like late June, early July, they basically got the word, like all the streamers got the word at once with like no advanced warning. They're like, we have till the end of July, and then we're no longer supporting Mixer. We're not going to do any sort of affiliate or partner program anymore, blah, blah, blah. And they were really, a lot of them were just super upset. So they started, leaving in droves. They're like, the platform will be till the end of the year, but at the same time, it's like, why am I going to stay here if you guys?
Why hang out?
Yeah. So despite a lot of their reservations, because a lot of them didn't like Twitch because of some things that happened on Twitch with leadership and some of the owners and things like that, they didn't want to be on Twitch, but they were now because it was the only other place to go.
Right.
But yeah, as far as I know, it's officially going till the end of the year, and then they're going to can it. But I think most of it is moved to Facebook Gaming.
Gotcha.
I forgot what I was going to say.
So yeah, I had a Mixer account for a little bit, but I was like, I think I signed up just long enough for it to, and no, I didn't get any views on Mixer. So it was a smaller stream it was a smaller service than Twitch.
Right.
And you're doing this, you're building Lego or you're designing Lego. People are going to see that and scroll by so fast. So they, it was kind of like, well, I'm not going to really be missing out on much.
I never used Mixer. I had it maybe for a month or two just because my cousins were using it. But I've never actually used it besides, for that reason, because I just never cared for it, I guess.
Sure.
Well, it was kind of the same. It was kind of the same as Twitch anyway. I mean, it's just a viewing platform. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to have two of those existing and being like, well, which one offers the better affiliate program or partner program or something like that, which one basically gives me more money to be here?
I don't like Twitch. I don't really trust it, but I'd much rather use it over Twitch or Mixer. Sorry.
I don't trust
fair
Twitch.
enough.
I'm going to use Twitch.
I don't trust Twitch, but I'd rather use it over Mixer.
Because heck with Twitch. I love Twitch.
No, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm going to put that up there. There you go. Lego Geek and Kodiak, do you guys have, I think Lego Geek has a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, I had a YouTube channel. I stopped it for a little bit, but I might be coming back. Not as a Lego channel, sadly, but you know, I'm getting into cars, and I might be doing like a resto type channel.
All right, I can get behind that.
So
The Lego Geek 19, right?
It's just the Lego Geek. It was the Lego Geek 19 on Instagram because, you know, I had to have numbers or, you know, but it was just the Lego Geek on YouTube.
I think that's it. So if you guys want to go check out his channel for when he starts ramping things up again, you can be there.
Yeah.
Let me go check it. I might get kicked out for checking the link, but
well, yeah. So I can show my screen. I'm gonna break everything. Video output. Can I show my screen? Yes. Okay.
But yeah, I was just getting into mocks when I was around the summertime. This summer, I was getting into mocks, and I was okay at it. I didn't think I was that bad, but you know, I just didn't have the things to, I guess, really get into it because, you know, I have the pieces. I just don't have the organization and imagination to do it. So, yeah. I mean, I have a lot of friends in the mock community, and they're really good.
Well, now you know Travis.
Yeah, Travis. Never tried your McDonald's burger, but I heard it was really good. So
yeah, as far as my YouTube goes, I put content there, question mark. Like I don't know. I swapped the name from what was it? Like Sleepy Kodiak Gaming because I realized that I had like one gaming video. And then I swapped over to Kodiak Bricks, and now I have like 2 Lego videos. So
It's a start.
yeah,
It's not nothing.
Fair, but my call to fame seems to be Thomas the Tank Spider, which I was in. I was in a place in my life when I made that.
If you guys can go look up Thomas the Tank Spider, I promise you, it's totally worth it.
yo, I love trains. I'm in the trains, yo.
Oh, it's not.
I mean, it is a train in name only.
At one point in its life, it resembled. But
do I really want to see this?
No, I like view at your own risk. I'm not even being hyperbolic here, people.
So do you remember Toy Story when they built the baby head with the one eye?
Oh my god, yo! I got genuinely scared when I saw that.
That's kind of what this is like. Only really, I mean, it's really well designed. It's really well done.
Which I super appreciate because I spent, I think, like 3 days on it, just in the designing process. And I kind of just didn't stop. I mean, there was at one point where I had to go into work, which I was somewhat begrudged by because I really only get holidays off. So to get called in on a holiday always kind of irks me a little bit unless I volunteer for it. Right. And that particular one I didn't volunteer for. But and don't get me wrong, I like my employer who shall remain unnamed. But yeah, getting called in on holidays always irks me unless I volunteer beforehand to take the shift.
Right.
Do you like work for the military or something? Like,
no,
I don't have to say what it is, of course, but
I repair ATMs.
Oh, okay.
And other like cash vendor services. I for the purpose of the sanctity of my job, I'd rather not say who it is.
Seems like a strange job to be called in on a holiday.
Yeah, so it was.
People need
And
that.
that's the thing. People need cash.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
How dare they?
Especially in the holidays when they're out shopping.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not the day of, but
Yeah.
We all know that person.
Cy
Yep.
O'Connell's join us. Thanks for being here, Cy. This is late for
Yeah,
you.
but-
Mid-afternoon. Mid-afternoon over there.
Yeah, and Butt Chop was there for the lives, which I super appreciate you being there. I stopped doing the lives mostly just due to work. But I appreciate you hanging out with me. That was a lot of fun back when I did it.
Butt Chop is a gentleman and a scholar.
Big facts. See, I have this problem when I'm designing my mocks where I go in and I do like the finer details before I have the structure done.
Oh, 100%.
And I keep having to tell myself, like, stop and just get the structure and you can add details later.
The biggest problem I have doing microfighters is kind of the same way because they're so small that I have to get like I'm like, okay, what on this thing is easily recognizable as a major big Lego piece that I can use, right? Like,
Yeah.
do I see a Lego piece in this anywhere? And then I'm like, okay, then it's all design, detail. And then I've got all these floating details that I have to figure out the insides of it to bind them all together. And that's the part that drives me crazy. So I can completely identify with that.
Right. Full disclosure, though, I am enamored by your little micro builds.
Well, thank you.
I tried doing one of them, and it is so much harder than it looks. And I don't think you're given nearly enough credit for, exactly what you were just talking about there, picking out a Lego brick that symbolizes what would be a massive portion of the ship.
Yeah. That's usually the fun part, is realizing that there's a single brick that can be the entirety of the front of the hull or a wing piece or something like that.
Sure.
And then being super sad when you find out it doesn't come in the color you need. You're like,
The struggle is real.
There's a designer, and I'm going to try not to name the name because they are a fantastic designer that did a lot of what was that?
It's like I don't know. It's supposed to be like, one of those jokes where you say, I'm not going to say the name, but you immediately say it. So
Yeah, like cough as you say it. Right?
I'm not going to name the name of this guy, but he did a lot of before I got into doing the microfighters. So this was like 2 years ago, and I looked up basically all the people that were doing it because it was a huge thing that they were doing in like 2014, like right as the line came out.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people on like Bricks and the Brothers Bricks forums and stuff, they were like, yeah, let's make our own. So I was retreading a lot of old material by the time I started. But there's this one designer, and I found, and he'd put almost all his stuff on Bricklink, which I found out later was something I didn't want to do because Bricklink's like, we own all your stuff if you put it up here. I'm like, no, I don't want that at all. But so he's a designer who designs to make it look good, but when you pull down the IO file to open it up in Studio, it's like half of the bricks don't exist because they're the other color or something. And you're like, oh, well, now I got to because I want to actually build this. So now I have to recreate it to have all legal colors and everything. But
Right.
an example would be like he designed a great J-type newbie Starfighter. Oh God, this is ridiculous. Come on. Sorry if all the alert buttons or sounds came up.
And given the
it was
audio
all
issues
Chrome,
we've
huh?
had, it's pretty much just par for the course at this point.
But
I've always
Chop
wanted to turn those off
says-
because this.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
But Chop says I build mock structurally, then I have to tear it up after to add details and texture.
So I build opposite.
That's I've been finding out that's an artistic thing. There are artists that do virtually the exact same thing. My brother and I are both artists, and whereas I try to do this, which is weird because I don't do mocks like this, but when I'm drawing, I do all the figure work and I do all the structure work before I do anything else. But there are artists then who start with all the details and try to get the details to line up as they're doing it. So it's just this weird sort of we're aiming for.
I'm doing it again. I need to stop.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we're getting to the same space, but we're approaching it different directions, and you can kind of tell when you look at it like what kind of angle they approach, whether they're detail oriented or they're really worried about like the structure and the composition and things like that.
Right. And I mean, something to be said for both. Don't get me wrong. I don't think anyone that approaches one over the other is wrong. I wouldn't want to put that sort of statement out there.
Right.
Moreover, just that, like, because you can design something that looks beautiful, but if you try and build it out of actual bricks, of course, it just falls to pieces. But you can't lean too heavily in the other direction because then you get, and you get something like this where, you put one there, you put one there, put another there, and boom, that is not going anywhere, but it's not pretty or interesting. Your eyes just kind of slide off of it.
Right.
So you need to find something that's a good middle ground.
Yeah, you need to greeble it up a little.
Indeed. Which, thank you, Butt Chop, for teaching me the actual meaning of that word.
Greebles.
That word's, I don't know. I like that word. I don't know why.
I think it tickles like the right part of your mouth. You greeble. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I think it's also it's not a Lego word initially. I think it's originally like a
science fiction, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, old timey starship design when they were kit bashing stuff, and they would just put aesthetically pleasing junk onto a thing to break up your eye line as you looked at something. And I have to look up the origin of the word, but I'm pretty sure, those old modeler guys probably there was some guy named Greeble or something.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sounds like a Trekkie thing.
Yeah. I was super excited. There's a guy who does Star Wars ship designs, and his name's Cantrell. It's like Trey Cantrell or something. Old dude, 70s or 80s, because he was around when he was originally one of the original film ship designers. The words, they're just not coming. Words. A friend of mine was like, I met him at a convention, and I think because I was asking some questions about ship design and stuff, and she's like, you should go friend this guy on Facebook. He probably will talk to you. I was like, he's like an octogenarian. I don't think he's using Facebook for anything, but I'll give it a try. So I went and found him and friended him. I was like, hey, I had this question about whatever. And I heard a friend of mine told me that you were a ship designer for, science fiction movies back in the day. And I had this question about something. And his response was, yep, I designed ships for this movie. And I'm like, okay, well, that didn't leave the door open for anything to follow up. But then like 2 days ago, this was like a year ago, but 2 days ago, I get the confirmed friend request from him. I'm like, okay, this is the I'll get an answer to my question in 4 years.
I have never had the guts to do it, but I've always wanted to just leave someone on red for like a year. and then of course eventually respond to them like, sorry, I was in the shower. What's up? I've never been able or found an opportunity to do it, but it's on my list.
But
That's classic.
when I think Greeble, I think Y-Wing. I don't know why. That just comes to my mind immediately.
That's a very, very good example of it.
Indeed.
There's a designer. It's not Fractal Sponge, but it's God, what's his name? There's a lot of 3D designers that do fan edits of
A
ships.
lot.
A ton. But like Fractal Sponge is the leader of them by far. But there's another guy who just came out with like an aggressor class Star Destroyer or an accuser class Star Destroyer. It's a fan built one that was like, you know, it showed up in Dark Empire in the Dark Horse comics back in the 90s. And it was like this little watercolored splash on one page. And everyone went, new Star Destroyer, you know. So he designed it, and it looks like a bag of spoons in the shape of a star. It's so junky and greebly, but it's like, it's beautiful when you look at it. You're like, oh, that looks so nice, you know.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah. And I'm super envious of the people who can, because it's just discipline and practice, but it's still a lot of
sure.
be able to pull off those renders and those designs.
All right, let's see.
Got calamari. I think it's supposed to be, I don't think it's Akbar's son.
Sorry, looking over
I don't know who
chat.
this is supposed to
I think it's a relative. Oh wait, no. Is that Radis? No, he died, didn't he?
No,
No, he
it's
died in Rogue
Lieutenant
One.
Beck. I think Beck is actually Admiral Akbar's son. I think. Because he also
Or
shows
Beck.
up in
Sorry,
Rise
slipped
of-
into a coma. I'm good. How are you? There's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really confused when they had a guy named Admiral Radis and then a ship called the Radis. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's great. That's like in universe, acknowledging in
Lore.
universe.
Yeah.
It's like them coming up with a ship called the Solo. You're like, ooh.
Just like the next gen Millennium Falcon.
There's a lovely XKCD comic related to that where Luke is talking to Han, and I can't remember exactly how it goes, but something to the effect of like, oh, you know, I can take you there in the Millennium Falcon. And Luke's like, what is that? He's like, Millennium? Like, no, Falcon. What is that?
Yeah, a falcon. Yeah. Like, we have falcons in this world?
Right?
I'm focusing a little on what Travis is building. I feel bad that we don't have any audio from him, but yeah.
Poor Travis. We should do like a memorial service for Travis.
I've been meaning to get a soundboard and just have taps as a hotkey.
Yeah, just
No, like the military, like trumpet, like dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
the song
It's
tap.
called the song taps.
yeah. R.I.P. Travis's audio 2020. 2020
It died as it lived. Glitchy.
glitchy, loud, and frustrating. That is the XKCD comic of that describing the in-universe words, which is something science fiction always does, and it bothers me, where they say a Tarkarian hawk, and you're like, just give it a name. It doesn't have, I get it that you want us to have this visualization of what this Tarkarian dung beetle is or whatever, but just call it something. You don't have to, a slimy something. I don't know.
True. Or I do love on not to interrupt you, sorry, but
No, go ahead.
on anytime you're talking about science fiction, it's like you're on this different planet and they go, oh, the sun will rise in 3 hours. We've got to go. And it's like, what is 3 hours on this planet?
Yeah.
Are you talking Earth hours? If so, why are you using Earth hours on this entirely foreign planet?
Right.
That doesn't scan. Actually,
Inconsistencies. They do their best.
they do. And I mean, again, I'm writing one about some characters have to steal a submersible to descend into the inky depths of Europa. And I'm doing everything I can to stay as consistent and overall, you know, as close to reality as I can, because that's always something that's enthralled me about science fiction, is when it's believable,
Right.
or at the very least consistent. And I get it. It's tricky. It's very, very hard to do. Because there are a lot of times where it's like, oh, we have 3 hours left, and just the same point I made of like, you're on Europa, an hour is an entirely separate measure of time.
Yeah, they probably will still use their own chronometers, but they could say we have 3 Earth hours until, you know, the time of our time units until X happens or something.
Yeah, to clarify.
Yeah.
This was like the big problem with the sequel trilogy, or the sequel trilogy, is that like they always had to insert time into the movies, and I think if they just didn't have, you know, this was a lot of Star Wars channel debates, and it was like, you know, time shouldn't really be involved in the movie because then it like rushes everything, and then it might not add up right, and then, you know.
What's an example of that?
I guess in the new movie, you know, The Rise of Skywalker, the Palpatine, I believe it was. I haven't seen it since it came out, so it's like, or one of the commanders or admirals said like, we have 16 hours to like deploy the Star Destroyers in like out of the atmosphere, and
Right.
I guess like, you know, in like that 16 hours, you know, like they went on this whole adventure across the system, just, you know, like that doesn't really add up. So
Yeah, anytime that you have to force your characters into sort of like a deadline, you kind of
take away from it.
You open the door to inconsistencies later, and it's, you know, it's kind of a plot device. You
So
want to give them urgency, but you can do that with writing, and you can do that with, you know, how you score the movie and how you film it. You don't have to arbitrarily. I agree. You don't have to arbitrarily put in, we have 15 minutes till this thing blows up, and you're like, look, you're not a 42-minute show that has to solve it in a half hour. So
Right. I may have some insight into that, if I may.
yeah.
And it's just that, oh, okay, well, fine. And there's the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
No.
Thanks for coming to the stream. Next up is
so don't get me wrong, the new Star Wars movies are entertaining.
Yeah.
But not for the reasons that they should be.
Yeah.
Or at least not for the reasons that I think the writers and directors and everyone was trying for. But moreover, almost all of those scripts sound like they got one draft and then they finalized that single draft. And that's, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that's what they kind of strike me as.
Yeah.
Because I can think of another example where they're saying, oh, we have 16 hours of fuel left while this armada is chasing us. You know, and then through the whole movie, the clock's going, and then there's a whole needless mutiny, and that's its own separate point. But as I'm sitting there listening to this, I keep thinking, this is a script that didn't get a second draft. They read it once, gave it the thumbs up, and then made the movie. Or worse, they just made the movie and kind of came up with the script as they went.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I think that was like a
Ooh, what do we got?
Oh yeah,
I think it was. I heard about that from several people. Just like they literally just went on as they went, like they didn't know what they were doing or anything. That made me mad when I found that out. I was like, you're a $1 billion corporation or like, you know, company, and you just, you know, you don't take your time on your films. Like that's, you know, that's insane.
So the thing I've found out is a lot of times they will not. They do have a lot of time to spend on the movie, but they have too much time to spend on the movie. And a lot of it comes down to focus groups and they tried certain aspects of a script and it didn't work, or they had so many rewrites, or in the case of something like The Last Jedi, they probably started filming and lost a main character and they have to film around that. Which kind of, I mean, it really took away from that last movie, because every time Carrie Fisher was on screen, I was so cognizant of not what she, you know, how the story was even progressing, but I'm like thinking how they're writing around her not being there. It's like, these are the lines they had. Right. This is all they had. So they have to like make something work around what they had in the can already. And you could kind of tell it wasn't really working that well. It's like, oh God, that scene was just, I don't know. So I think, yeah, it was rough. And again, it's a $1 billion company, but it's also a $1 billion company that is mostly in the business of selling toys and theme parks and and stuff, where they really need to please the lowest common denominator, and that's what kind of these movies turned out to be. You know. And but full disclosure, I absolutely love Star Wars, so I'm just gonna leave.
Oh no, and that's the thing is I hate the argument that you're not allowed to criticize something that you know you like. It's like, no, I want the things I like to be good.
Yeah.
And that's why I criticize. That's why I'm as angry, and I think that's the majority of why the fan base was so fervent but didn't have the words to articulate that they wanted it to be good.
Yeah, we're not trying to be jerks about this.
No.
Yeah. What Jeff said, we have 18 hours worth of gas, and that was the movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
that
much.
was it, though, which...
Well, and he's also got a really good point in that the exact same plot was used in Battlestar Galactica, where they were being chased every 33 minutes, and they had to jump every 33 minutes. And, you know, the time was the MacGuffin. It didn't matter how much time. It's just that every time there was a change, they had to adapt to that. And it was stressing them out over time. And then when it finally didn't, you could tell that they were like, oh, well, we're so shell-shocked now that we don't even know what to do with the time we've got. And they kind of scramble. You can see the wariness. It was really good storytelling. It's early on in the show, and you could tell this was going to be a good show because of how that one episode went. So I really appreciate what they did with that.
I never watched Battlestar Galactica, but it had some good actors in there that I used to, you know, watch their shows and all that. So I might give it a watch one day.
Yeah.
I liked what I saw of it.
Yeah, it fell prey to the writer's strike, which is kind of a shame. It got through like 3 complete seasons, and then about, I don't know, halfway through the 4th season, the writer's strike hit, and they had to come up with like a 4th and a half season, and then kind of ended it after that. So it was a little rough. Yeah. How you doing, Travis? We haven't heard you talk, man. Are you okay over there? Sorry, he's doing great. Yeah, we started watching. Beth hasn't seen Battlestar Galactica all the way through. She was dating a guy who they were watching it together, and he started watching it with her, and they got about 3 or 4 episodes in, and then he watched the rest, and then she caught like the last episode. So she's like, I don't know if I really want to watch.
Okay, I don't know why my brain thought that was going to be way more tragic than it actually was. Like, as you're sitting there describing it, my brain's like, and then he died
or something,
like a car accident.
And then he died.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
He was never able to see the end of this show. Yes, Jeff, it was a little janky near the end. I totally agree. I'm gonna mute myself. Legolamaniac, how you doing? Thanks for being here. Legolamaniac is after this stream, so make sure in about an hour,
there we go.
check on their channel. Links in the description for all the rest of the schedule for the 72-hour stream. Brought to you by Pepperidge Farms. Pepperidge Farms remembers.
No, he's just dead inside. She said it, not me. Okay, I can't. I mean, no.
Demonetized. Oh, yeah. Beth said he's just dead inside. He's not actually dead. She definitely
I
traded
feel
up.
that man's pain.
I mean, given this year again, I think that's just par for the course, though.
You have to feel that man's pain because he doesn't feel anything.
Oh God.
Travis's stuff is crashing, so he's going to bail. Thanks for being here, Travis.
Hey, thanks for being on, Travis.
Get a better
Rip Travis.
on. Maybe we'll do another stream like this later, where you can do.
Where
It
he's
looks like
actually in
he's. Yeah. Where we can do like maybe we can set it up and test it before we run through it and just hang out and chat or something. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Good
I'm
having
down.
you on, man. All right. See you later.
Let's see.
Yeah, again, I know he's probably going to bail here in a second because he says his stuff's crashing. But if you get a chance, check out his YouTube channel and his. I think he's got a link to his Instagram page on there too, where he posts all his stuff. It's just really good builds. Really good builds.
Travis Scott's
Okay,
internet
but why
connection went sicko mode.
What's that?
Travis Scott, his internet connection went sicko mode, so he had to go. You know?
The new Mando stuff coming out. There's Jeff asked if we've seen the new Mando stuff coming out.
I haven't had a chance to yet. There's unfortunately no one I know that has a Disney Plus that's currently active for me to steal from.
There's also sets coming out. I think there's the set with him and the speeder that he's got. I don't know what else.
Oh,
is
they
coming
meant the
out.
Lego stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, or show, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, a giant asterisk for me joining the stream. I am an idiot.
Bluegrass
Brick.
Bricks.
What's going on, guys?
I
And sure to check out Little Maniac after this.
Here we go.
Like and subscribe to everybody's stream here in the channel. In the
Or
72
become
hour.
dead inside.
Become what? Or become dead
Or
inside.
become
Yeah,
dead
exactly.
inside.
All right, there's your Gonk droid. So
I think
I read a thing about Gonk droids being like gray and or green. If they're gray, they're spacefaring, and if they're green, they're ground-based. Is that true?
Huh.
Does anybody have?
I've noticed that actually, but I never really thought about it.
Yeah, I just heard that a couple days ago, and I was like, "What? Really? I didn't know that."
I feel bad for Gong Droids. I think they should be in every Lego set.
Just Disney princesses, Gonk droid, just inexplicably off to the left. I haven't saved in a while.
Holland and Ballin says, "Shout out to Butt Chop for organizing the 72 hours. This is his second of this year, and this is
Here, I'll put it.
the winter late year edition. I appreciated him for doing all the heavy lifting for setting this up."
Call it the Nano Sub 3000 because I am lazy.
Thing is, if they did the Gong Droid in every set, they could easily bring back Mixels. You know?
Yeah,
Well, there you
man, I love him.
go.
That was a line that really was kind of ahead of its time. I really enjoyed that.
I genuinely never saw the point in it.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I bought a whole crap ton of them.
I never got one. I just never was interested in them.
So Mixels to me are kind of like what dots are now.
Yeah.
And that are
Yeah.
great if you get a lot of them to build out your parts.
That's true.
Who said about Gonk Droids is clearly super smart, handsome, and has excellent hair? That must have been
Oh wow!
Jeff.
Actually, I'm trying to grow out my hair like Steve Harrington, so don't question it. I just am. I mean, I wouldn't say handsome, but I would say the hair part.
Oh, that would be great to have that hair.
Yo, I think I'm doing pretty good on it. I was gonna show it, but like I have this bulky headset on, and I don't. I don't know, because if I want to turn on my camera. I was like planning on doing that, but I mean I have this headset, and if I take out my headset, it'll start echoing because my it's a laptop and it goes like out the speakers and right back into the mic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the worst thing about laptops is that you
You
cannot
gotta mute.
you just can't you have to have a headset or earbuds to like be on a call with someone.
Right.
Mine works pretty well like that because I do my PC laptop for meetings, and if I forget to, because I have a Bluetooth headset, if I forget to turn mine on, the regular speaker mic thing works okay.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody sounds a little junky, but it still works okay.
Sure.
I mean, if I had something like, like normal Apple earbuds or like Raycons or AirPods, I think I'd be fine. But like this is a gaming headset, and I don't even like play like games, so I don't even know why I have this. So
Yeah. Bubba Bricks is in the chat. Hello, Bubba Bricks. Thanks for being here.
As
Welcome
well as
to
A&A
the-
family, welcome.
The 7 Mayhem, yes, A&A family.
so far from building.
Go ahead.
So far from building this set, I actually really like this, and I'd kind of recommend it so far.
There you go.
Which one are you building? The Elf?
It's the Elf Clubhouse. I'll show it at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that was a good one.
Yeah, it has a lot of cool techniques, especially with the roof. The roof looks really good.
I guess I could take a break from
So what were
this. Does anyone in the chat want to see Thomas the Tank Spider if they didn't want to go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Check it out on
Go ahead.
Bricklink.
Just go put that up there.
Of course,
Zbricks-
why did I make this.io? Oh wait, nope, that's the wrong one. My bad. My bad. Don't look. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Okay, that's right.
Zbricks is in the chat. I do not see it. I'm kind of scared.
Oh, wait. Let me.
Yeah, I opened the wrong one first. Hang on, there's a bit of a delay.
I'm kind of scared.
Look at that monstrosity. It's so beautiful. And that laugh, you are tickled that more than I think everybody.
Well, it's because it's like I feel like Dr. Frankenstein himself, right? Like I have brought this creation and my brain knows no response other than deranged laughter. I mean, like the legs are perfectly posable. The turret itself can be, hang on.
We lost Lego Geek.
Can be posed as well. Oh, I think he left.
Yeah.
I think he was afraid. But I put like, as far as the greebling, I put chaff and countermeasures. Like it's got the lights and the plate armor. A little bit more like engine greebling over this way. And it has controls in the back, although, good Lord, you could not control this thing. So yeah, that is and then of course I had to do the evil eyebrows.
Yeah.
And then you can actually, I
Lego
wonder
Geek
if it'll
said-
let me do it. Oh, what
Lego
did it
Geek
say?
says his internet connection saw it before he did, and so it couldn't handle it.
But you can actually, I mean,
Shane McQueen coming in on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Howdy,
welcome
howdy,
to
howdy.
the disaster.
Yeah.
But that is just, yeah, it's the last thing you see before you die. So that's a thing I made.
Oh, that's so good.
And then as for why did I make this, I remember putting this on my Instagram and only a handful of people really liked it. This was another one of those projects where I was just like, why, brain? But this was the thing I made.
It is very, very cool. What are we doing here? Here we go. Let's do that.
Indeed there was, butt chop. Indeed there was.
That's actually something I like about, because I know when a couple people like Kodiak, when you're on, and Travis is on usually, and I got a couple people from my lug that are on regular daily or regular stream, is that when I'm struggling to find a piece, because nobody is the end all be all of Lego.
Oh, of course not.
Database knowledge kind of thing, but it's always fun to have somebody go, why don't you try this? And you look it up, you're like, that would be perfect. So I feel like a lot of the recent stuff, I almost feel like I need to credit everybody who's helped with them, because you're like, I would have never thought of that or that part or something. So it's fun to have that interaction.
Yeah, and likewise, man, it's a lot of fun to watch you design stuff. And I know at the very least for me on my end, I don't know, I like watching not just you but others design stuff, because then it gets my own creative juices TM flowing.
Yeah. Do you know who Darth Designer is?
So fun fact, I found you through Darth Designer.
Oh, really?
Yep. Because you popped into one of his streams, and I don't know, you sounded competent and like you knew what you were talking about. So I don't know. I do a lot of people the courtesy of going and checking out their channels.
Yeah, and then you checked out my channel and found out that it was a giant lie.
Truly. The scandal of the century. No, like I liked what you built, man. You were competent. You're a hell of a designer, and yeah, I liked what I saw. So I subscribed, and you happened to stream at a time when I'm not working or otherwise can find time to tune in.
Yeah.
Though sorry for the last few weeks. My second job has been absolutely just killing me on hours.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. Everybody's got their own thing. And I honestly haven't been doing a whole lot of designing. I've been doing a lot.
Sure.
And I don't want to get too meta about the streaming community or anything like that. But I find that I think I get more viewers coming in and just wanting to like see what's going on. If you get, and this is kind of everybody knows this, that if you get a new set and you're early on streaming about it, then you're going to get more people to join up. Whereas if you're like, hey, I'm going to do a design about a really small chibi-esque looking thing that I pulled from the Star Wars lore that no one's ever heard of. Right. It was a sketch concept by this one dude 30 years ago. People are going to be like, that's dumb. I'd rather watch paint dry, So it's kind of weird because I don't want to also spend all my money and time streaming building sets, because I really like doing what you're doing right now, which is designing in studio.
Yeah. Bricksloth, he says, or they say hi, people. So
hi, Bricksloth. Bricksloth was a new. I hadn't heard about them or their channel, I think, until this 72 hours started. So I'm glad that I was able to find their stream and their channel, and it was a lot of fun. So
I've met a lot of new people since in the past hour or so.
Yeah. And that's what this is for, really. The 72-hour thing is for other people to find like-minded, enthusiastic, passionate people who are into building and designing and being part of a bigger group and encouraging people. So I'm glad that everybody is a part of this, except for Jeff. Jeff's just a giant pain in the butt. No, I'm kidding. I actually don't know Jeff that well. He's been on a couple, and I think he found this through Boone. He's kind of a big Boone Langston fan, so I think having him be on here is kind of cool too. I know he's a huge Lego person and Lego builder and stuff, so that's fun.
I'm sure there are people watching me design this that are just wincing at some of the design decisions I'm making. And full disclosure, that's fine. You are allowed to not like the things I do or what I'm designing. Sorry, what was that?
Now you're full screen, so there you go.
Oh, well.
Center of attention.
Yee.
What?
Anyway, trying to think.
What was that?
Me spinning the screen around super fast.
Oh.
Whether or not the
That's right,
capture
Butt
caught
Chop.
it, I don't know.
That's right, Butt Chop. Who cares about those viewers? Not me. I keep telling Beth.
Oh, and
every
that's
time-
what I mean. Like, sorry, not to interrupt you. My bad.
Oh, that's fine. I was just going to say, every time I get done with one of these, I go tell Beth, hey, I'm done. And she's like, how was it? I'm like, nah, a couple people were on. And I kind of get bummed out about it. And then she's like, but it's always the same people. Yeah. So you have fans. Yeah. Would you be doing this if you weren't streaming? I'm like, probably. She's like, why are you upset about it? I'm like, I don't know. Because I want love and attention. So I need to keep reminding myself that were there no lights and my little streaming app wasn't running, I would still be doing this. So that's all that really matters.
Right.
We keep losing. We keep dropping Julian.
Yeah, I keep crashing. I don't know why. If you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais quoi. Pourquoi?
There's a new podcast I've been listening to called "Well, There's Your Problem," which I heavily recommend. Is an amazing podcast.
Sounds like it.
They have an episode. I think it was on the Federal Express, like one of their train disasters.
Yeah, stuff.
Wow.
And Alice, one of the co-hosts, when I can't remember exactly what it is that gets brought up. I think they bring up a similar French train disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And it just pulls it up as like, je ne sais quoi, have no brakes. And that line just absolutely kills me.
Yeah.
That was
So
one of
I
the first major train crashes ever, actually. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, fun, yeah. I took French when I was in high school, and I've been trying to go back and relearn it during the pandemic.
You're talking about that last stream too.
Yeah, so I've been trying to, you dip in and out of it, and you're like, oh, I didn't go back and do my lessons today, whatever. But one of I've got two jokes that just slay me every time. It's when somebody says she has that certain je ne sais quoi, right?
Uh-huh.
Which means I don't know what. But I love saying she has that certain know what, or how the French I don't know what. And it sounds like you don't know what the French is, and you're saying it makes me giggle. And then there's one where you say, why does a French person only have one egg for breakfast? Because one egg is enough. Which is the dumbest French dad joke ever, but I absolutely love it.
So I had French neighbors growing up, so I speak enough to get myself in trouble.
God.
And one of my favorite things is that my friend Thomas's mom, she was like French, and we had another friend named Hugh.
That one American boy.
Yeah, the one American boy, Hugh, Hugh. And apparently, all of those letters are silent in French.
Yeah. A lot
So
more.
anytime he came over,
Except the
Thomas's
U,
mom, except the U?
I think it depends on if it's accompanied by an A and an X.
But that's the thing, is that she would look at it and be like, or she like looked at his name, or was told his name, and I remember she blinked a few times and kind of had to like force herself to make the "huh" sound, and it was just very clumsy. And I don't know, one of those things where I never really realized that word or those letters just don't exist in a separate language.
Right.
Zed.
I also like your description of her that she's French, like
French.
just dripping. She's so.
No, if I were writing it out, it'd be in italics, just French.
Yes. We're not quite at the end yet, but I wanted to remind everybody that after this stream at noon is Lego La Maniac. Let me make sure that's right. And I'm going to try the descriptions in the or the link is in the description, but I'm going to try to post it here as well, just so everybody knows that after this they can just roll right into the next stream session.
There you go.
Again, you're part of the 72-hour stream, community stream. So this is a good time to find some new friends, find some new builders, and generally just in the community as such.
Yeah.
I was going to say about Darth Designer earlier. That's actually one of the people that kind of got me to do designing of microfighters, because I found one of his, an ATTE, the Clone Wars walkers.
Yeah.
And it's a really good one. I should probably pull it up, but it's one of those where he didn't design it to be a microfighter. He designed it to be, French. He designed it to be, is in private chat. I just wrote it French. He designed it to just be kind of like not MIDI scale, but like just small, like microfighter size, but no figure in it. And so I took it and hollowed it out enough to put a figure in. I basically set it on top. But it was another one of these designs that was included pieces that didn't kind of exist at the time. But I mean, I still will drop onto his stream because he's very prolific. He's always designing, and he's always doing a really good job with what he's working on. And it's mostly fighter craft and
military projects. Yeah, he just barely finished the KA-52, and I'm like, he streams a lot when I'm at work because he's out of Italy, and so evening for him is morning for us.
Yeah, we get it in the middle of the day, like at 11 or 10 or something. So
yeah, 10, 11 or so. And he'll usually stream until 1 or 2. I guess I'm Mountain Standard Time, so GMT -7 if you want to do the math on that. But yeah, he's just like, he's on almost every Tuesday and Thursday. I think he took a little hiatus about a month or 2 ago, but came back like full steam afterwards.
Back from the dead.
And he's just such a pleasant guy to chat with and listen to. Like, he's so funny.
Because he constantly talks to himself. Like, he doesn't really engage with a lot of people. He does engage, but most of the time he's just jabbering. It's so funny because it's in like, I mean, the dude speaks probably 3 or 4 languages at least. I know.
He's Japanese, English, Italian, obviously.
Italian. I think he speaks some Russian. He was talking to somebody and
I think that was me, and he knows a couple of words in Russian. Again, I speak enough to get myself in trouble. So,
right. Which always throws me every time. I'm like, God, this dude's a really good designer, and he's a polyglot. That just makes me feel terrible about my own life.
Yeah. as you should.
I should.
fully kidding. fully kidding.
Yeah. That's another science trope that I wish people would embrace more, is that everybody in the science fiction world speaks like 15 languages. They all know every other alien language. And that's just so great.
And I was thinking about the dynamic between Han Solo and Chewie, which as like a buddy cop movie, I love. But think of a buddy cop movie where one guy speaks English and the other guy speaks Bulgarian, and they never communicate in the same language, but they always understand each other.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's beautiful, and also, at least to me, somewhat, I don't know, confusing.
I think too, there's something out, and I think they explain this away, which is kind of a bummer, that they explain this away because Han is force sensitive. But
What?
I liked the older ideas. Well, that's why he's so lucky as a smuggler, because he knows when to make decisions and things like that.
Yeah.
But I just like the idea that he knows enough Wookiee, and then over the years he just learned a little more. And neither you or Chewbacca would like to speak to you in your language, but I am gonna, understand what you say, and I'm gonna learn enough to know what you're saying, which I think is kind of a beautiful.
No, it's a good dynamic. Again, I love it as like the buddy cop movie aesthetic that it is.
Yeah. Speaking of buddy cop movies, we have movie nights with our neighbors remotely.
Oh yeah, you keep mentioning that.
Yeah, so Halloween was not canon. Shame on you. I think he's talking about Han being force sensitive. So October was all horror movies. Now November movies. So we just did a double feature of District 9 and Alien Nation, which are kind of similar in their, alien race shows up and kind of has issues integrating. But after that, they're kind of different movies because one is a buddy cop movie. It's, Mandy Patinkin and, what's the dude's name? I can't think of his name now. He was one of those guys who was like in everything in the 80s. Anyway, somebody will say, Judith, what's Kevin Hinkle? Shaka when the walls fell. That's right.
Howdy, Hoosier.
Hoosier's here too. Thanks for being here. Like Beth hadn't seen it, but the rest of us had, and I forgot like literally how solid a movie that was. Like you think 80s buddy cop science fiction movie, and you're like, really? But it was. I mean, it was written well. It was funny. It had pathos, and it had, it was just really, really well done.
Mm.
So if you haven't seen it, I would check it out. And then District 9 is just a cluster. It's so good, but it's hard to watch. Like there's nothing that goes right in that movie at all.
That almost makes for a good story, at least from my perspective and what I work with. Because anytime I'm stuck as far as a story goes, I wonder what is the worst possible thing that could happen at this exact moment, and then I go with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it also reminded me of when we were watching these movies to watch Enemy Mine, which is another of my favorites.
I haven't seen that one either.
It's Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. and it's about Earth is in a war with an alien race, and these two soldiers get on an asteroid together. Of them speak each other's language, but they have to rely on each other to survive. So it's them coming to grips with how to deal with the other race and their own kind of bigotry and things while trying to survive at the same time. It's very, very good.
Interesting.
The effects are a little dated, but it's mostly just the two of these people in one location. So highly recommend it.
All right. Sounds like a fun flick.
James Caan. Yes. Thank you, Beth. James Caan. Beth coming into the chat on Twitch. I thought she was going to be, but she's. We've both taken these last few days off, Monday, and then she's got tomorrow off, and we're doing what we can around the house and keeping busy. But half the time, I'm just like, I just want to sit and watch TV and play Squadrons.
Fair enough. I don't know if this idea I'm going for is going to work. I don't think it is.
It's not a reflection of the Cold War between the U.S. and USSR at all. Not related one bit. No, Jeff, that is absolutely correct. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, now I'm confused.
Hey, where's the milk? I don't know. Where's the milk? So Tuesday's stream,
need
I am
some
not going to be
milk.
building. I am going to be drawing
Ooh.
because Christmas cards that I need to draw and get sent out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Good to have, I guess.
Yeah, I promised my grandpa was an artist as well, and he did a yearly Christmas card list to like all his friends and people who were like his clients when he worked in an ad agency and stuff like that. And he hand watercolored or carved a wood press or a litho or something to then print these later, and then sent out hundreds of cards, right? And I'm like, I'm going to draw a cartoon and take a picture and use Vistaprint and send them out all out that way. I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Because, technology. But I told my mom after he passed a long time ago, 10 or more years ago, probably. I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll keep doing Christmas cards. I'll keep doing Grandpa's Christmas cards. And she's like, thank you, made a big deal about it. And in return, after I moved out and moved to Texas, she's like, I'll send, she sent care packages all the time.
There you go.
For, because I don't know why. But for Christmas, they had fudge in them. She made a lot of fudge. And so one year I didn't send Christmas cards because I don't know, I had kids and it was busy and whatever. And she goes, well, I sent you fudge even though you didn't send any Christmas cards this year. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was the stipulation. So now I'm like, now I have to go do my Christmas cards this year.
Yep. Now the fudge is poisoned and
right.
It's a whole big problem.
Yeah. Arsenic fudge. What?
The what now?
So yeah, that'll be a Tuesday stream. I'll have a camera overhead. I'm going to try to sketch it out ahead of time. So it's just because drawing in pencil on camera, you can't really see it. So I'll have it sketched and I'll do just ink and maybe some watercolor depending on how long it takes.
Got Robin Hull in the chat. Howdy. And Jeff McGee. Happy trails, everyone. Take care, Ben and friends. Hey, much obliged.
Yeah, thanks
Jeff.
for being here.
All right.
Again, at the top of the hour, we're going to move to Lego La Maniac.
Let's do it.
It's
actually been super, super fun hanging out with you guys. Thanks.
Yeah, this is nice. Christmas is canceled in the UK. Why is that, Robin? Just because no one knows how to take care of everything, so they have to close it all down again? Hey, what are your Thanksgiving Day plans, Robin? Just kidding. Well, it'll be a Thursday, so at 4 o'clock there'll be tea. I know nothing about what goes on over there. I consider myself an Anglophile, but it's just from panel shows and TV shows and what I can watch off of London Bricks, London Calling channel.
I mean, full disclosure, my grandma's British, and they definitely make themselves sound way more interesting than they actually are.
So I'm watching The Crown, and it's one of my favorite shows.
Uh-huh.
And I was Beth doesn't watch the shows that I watch usually, and I tend to not watch the shows she watches. So fair enough.
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
What'll happen is she'll peek in 25 minutes in and say, well, why did he do that? I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were paying attention. And I was like, well, it happened in the first half of the show. It'd take too long to explain it. Oh, yeah. Lego Geeks. Sorry, Lego Geek. I didn't see you drop out.
Sorry.
I just see the chat pop up. I'm out again. So she's like, well, what is this about? Is there like a major catastrophe they're dealing with or something? I'm like, no, they're just being British. She goes, why is that interesting? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm absolutely riveted of them just walking around going, oh, she's not going to make quite the queen, something. I'm like, oh God, it's terrible. They're just being British.
British.
British. But yeah, the other, like, I'll watch all of, like, 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown and QI and Travel Man, and I haven't gotten into British Bake Off yet, but
Oh God.
It's good. I recommend it, especially as just a chill show. But
I hear it's
only
very pleasant too.
it's very pleasant. And the only other thing I can recommend is do not watch it when you are hungry, because man.
God,
yeah, it's a problem. It is actually a problem, though.
Brick Blaze still has me starving from earlier.
My bridge lives in San Diego. He conceded Guy Fawkes night. It's canceled in the U.S., but half our country didn't get the memo. Yeah, right.
I wouldn't say it's
Ugh.
canceled, but like, you know, you shouldn't do it normally.
I mean, it may as well be, like, given people being idiots.
Yeah.
So with Halloween, you couldn't go to a party, but we rigged up I had a big PVC pipe that I decorated, and I was able to slide candy down to kids and stuff. That's something you can kind of get something like that, but stuffing to a person through a pipe. I mean, you could, but that would.
I can see people like doing that yearly for Halloween now. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, the cool thing is you kind of stay outside and watch everybody, because you kind of have to, versus you just sit inside and wait for the doorbell to ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get a single. All right, go ahead.
I was just saying it felt a little more communal than normal.
Yeah. I didn't get a single trick-or-treater this year, which, I mean, fair.
I think I made the thing scary too, because the kids were not approaching it. They would just kind of sit there and look at it, and they're like, "Oh, put your thing under the thing." And the kid's like, "No, I'm not going over there." It's kind of funny. Don't watch British TV, possibly because I don't own a TV. Robin, are you from the UK? Wouldn't it just be called
that?
TV?
Might do it, you know. No, they call it the telly over there.
The telly.
Um,
Stupid Z. Nobody cares about your Z's.
and your H's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is one I will fight you on.
Every time I watch.
Why is there an H in herb if you're not supposed to pronounce it? Like, just leave it out.
No, here's my biggest pet peeve: is the stupid tires. They spell it with a Y. What is wrong with the people? They spell tires with a Y.
Yeah, tire.
I am so bothered by that. It annoys me so much.
There's a great bit. I don't know if you guys are Eddie Izzard fans or not.
I love Eddie Izzard.
Oh, this is all backwards. Dang it. Where he talks about the difference in pronunciation of different words. And he says, you say aluminum, we say aluminium.
Oh my gosh.
They
say styrofoam here too. Sorry.
You say, this one word, and we say this other way. You say, chiropractor, and we say whatever it's a different word for that. He goes, and then you say leisure, and we say lisuriae.
Yep. Classic Eddie Izzard.
And then he goes, and then you say herb, and we say herb because there's an effing H in it.
It's my exact point, though. There is. Yeah. Like, why put it there if you're not going to say it?
Yeah, it almost feels like it's the French hue, where it's all silent. Yeah.
Je ne sais quoi, redacted.
Je ne sais quoi. Beth wanted to remind me that we do have a special stream going on January 14th of next year.
Ooh.
It'll be a Thursday at 5:30, in which we are going to get married.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Splendid.
So
congratulations.
Thank you. It was going to be a big ceremony on February something or other. 20
Oh, we already
seconds.
know what happened to that.
Yep.
Yeah, so that got canceled. So we're gonna have a small little thing where we just do the legal part of it, and then we push the big ceremony to the following year.
Okay.
So if you'd like to, please on that day, and I'm sure there'll be more things about it coming out.
I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't. So.
Well, much obliged.
Well, it's not gonna be like I'm gonna linger and hang out with everybody. We're gonna be like a 15-minute thing and be like, all right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
So, bye.
Oh, just forgets the whole ceremony and just comes joins the stream, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, now that we're married, I'm going to go do some Lego stuff. Okay, babe? Thanks. All right. Wheat thin, but chops. Thin.
Wheat.
Say, say will. Will. Say wheat. Wheat. Say will wheaton. Wheaton.
Am I about to get kicked out again? Nope. Okay.
No, yeah, you're still here. We can
Okay.
still hear you. That's got to be crazy. And you're like, wait a minute. I'm only talking to myself. Oh, this is super fun. I'm really liking this set a lot.
Bro, where is this piece? Oh my god. I will always remember this one day. I remember I was getting ready for, it was summer. I was going to a summer camp. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Probably
Back when
more
he
than
was
that.
But a wee lad.
Mm-hmm.
I was building one of these creator sets, and it took me an hour to find the piece. I don't know what I was doing, what happened, but I must have been like, you know, like just, I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, yo, I'm not gonna find this until like, you know, we leave. And not even 2 minutes before we leave, I found the piece, and that made me so mad.
Oh.
Yeah, Lego has a wonderful track record of including every piece you need, and it's so rare that you don't like you actually part, right?
Right.
I think out of the 40 years I've been building and buying Lego, that it's like I think I've had 2 sets that had a wrong part. And I'm just one person.
Yeah.
So I just what it's like worldwide. It never stops me from going, this piece is gone. This didn't ship. Oh, you know, I get so panicky. And it's either rolled under the thing or it's under the instructions book, but I like insta panic when I don't.
But it's happened to me twice where I know I was absolutely positive that I was missing pieces. The first time I was building the architecture tower of Pisa, and I was missing one of the 1x1 cylinder pieces. And the second time was recent, and I was building what was it? I believe it was the A-wing, the UCS A-wing. I believe it was. Or no, it was the White House. It was always an architecture set, I realized. I don't know what's wrong with that department, but they're always missing pieces for some reason. And by always, I mean twice.
It's
like an intern scientist. They just look at each other and go, oh, well, it's the architecture department again. I don't know what to tell you.
Maniacally, like, you know, wiping their hands together. Just the I love stuff like that.
3. Ooh, different
I may have
colors.
designed myself into a corner here.
Oh, didn't even know that was a thing.
What do you got?
Well, because
maybe
I included this whole axle and everything for the engine block.
Oh,
but now I've got to close off this whole area.
So
look
I'd like
at
to thank
panel.
Bricks for making me order pizza. So
see.
Yeah, thanks, Brickblaze.
Thank you for the pizza,
everybody
Bricks.
for being in the chat and hanging out. This is fun.
Yeah, the chat has not shown to me in maybe the past 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got it pulled up on my phone, and I'm just kind of occasionally glancing over at it. So if someone mentions me and I miss something, I'm soups sorry, because I just glance over at it occasionally.
Yeah, I got a kind of a good eye on it. I don't know when Julian drops off ever, but I'm really good with the chat for right.
I mean, you can focus on one thing or you can focus on many. Seems to be.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm an artist. I'm lucky I'm focused at all.
Yeah, that is fair enough.
Hey, Butt Chub, do you notice that like lately the sets are coming with like a ton more pieces than usual?
Extra pieces?
Yeah, extra pieces.
Oh, this made me laugh. Okay, so I was building one of the larger Lego sets maybe a year or two ago, and it had maybe like 10, 12 extra pieces altogether. And then recently, which I think it was the Lego Crocodile locomotive, it had like 50 extra pieces.
Wow.
I don't know. Like it amazes me that Lego, the bigger it gets, the less stickers sometimes, and like the less like extra pieces there are. Yep. And then when it comes down like Speed Champions, I hate those just because of the stickers. Like, have you ever built a Speed Champions?
I haven't, no.
They have like
a lot of stickers.
Yeah. For instance, it was the rally car, I believe. I have it somewhere. It was a rally car though. I forgot what exactly it was, but it had maybe 35 stickers, I believe.
Whoa. And those sets aren't that big.
Yeah, I know. They're very small. It's all the sponsors, like the rally sponsors. They get every single one of those.
You sound like the aliens. It's aliens, man. It's aliens, Sorry. It's like stickers, man.
It's all just stickers. It's all it ever is.
I'm gonna do a meme of that with the aliens guy, and he's just gonna be going stickers.
Yeah. I would like to see that.
All right.
Redo part of the engine because I stopped caring.
Why do it if I don't care?
That's like 90% of my life, man. I get like half invested into a project, and then I'm like, why am I doing this? I don't care.
Every day at school.
Yeah, me catching myself about to comment on someone's YouTube video.
Wait, I suck.
Yeah, I don't care. Why am I doing this?
I'll end up doing that at night when I'm going to bed, and I usually will read before I go to bed, but sometimes I'll be on my phone like doom scrolling, and
always dangerous.
Like 15 minutes. Yeah, like 10 or 15 minutes into it, I just stop and go, what am I doing? And I go to bed.
That's the same with me.
I've noticed that. I remember leaving stuff out and modifying. So go ahead. I'm just reading out loud.
Yeah, I remember. I won't get into details, but I remember I was having like a really bad day a couple years ago, and I was going on a rampage, and I never like said anything bad. I was just like commenting randomly, like saying these stupid things, not like bad things or anything, but just like I came back to those.
There's a lot.
There really are, though.
Yeah.
I think they're
not real bad, but kind of bad. And I was doing this thing where it was kind of bad, and it really wasn't not really bad. Like, look, if you're just going to say some racist stuff, just don't. Let's just stop
it. But I came back to those comments a year later, about maybe a couple months ago. I read over them, and they made absolutely no sense. And honestly, if I go back today, I don't think I'd be able to read them. Like, okay, that makes it sound worse, but
no, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, like I guess you could say like it made me seem illiterate. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Which,
of course, there's another lovely. I think it was one of the XKCD live streams.
Oh God.
Talking about like a plugin that makes was it like before as you type out your YouTube comment, it reads it back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was. I hate those.
Well, and so with that, he was talking about someone wrote out a response that was like, "This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's idiotic. It's worse and worse. It makes me sound like an idiot." Like maybe a little too self-aware.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we got about 5 minutes till this stream's over, and we roll
Okay.
to Lego La Mania.
I'm actually kind of surprised I got this done
So-
in like done in asterisks.
Yeah. Well, you got quite a bit going there.
Yeah, I'm
I
almost
mean, at
done
this
with
point,
that.
I don't think I've got that many like details I need to add. I'm happy with the overall shape. 'Cause-
Yeah, just got to start going in and coloring it and stuff.
So I get done with this.
Colorizing is actually kind of my favorite process because I'm absolutely going to recommend Darth Designer's style of doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check him out after this.
Oh no, dude! He seriously, his channel is awesome.
It's really good.
But that being said, so what he does, and I'll just kind of do it here. So what he does is he will start and just go with like bright green or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he keeps it sectional.
Yeah, it keeps it sectional, but then as he paints, so for example, I can pull this down, hide the unavailable colors, and know, okay, that's in trans black, and know that I want these kids to be black. I want these 4 to be lights. And he'll just go through and sort of paint the stuff he wants to paint, but then obviously stuff will be left bright green at the end of it. And that's because it's the internals, like stuff underneath here, stuff that you don't see, and that can just be whatever color you need it to be.
Right.
So I love his tactics and his techniques for doing this.
It's great.
Great guy, that Darth Designer.
And go together well at all. I'm gonna have to revisit this. All right, so yeah, we got just a couple minutes until I'm gonna pull theirs up so I can see when they go live, and then we can kill ours.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna might as well.
Yeah, I'll probably start making what is it? Breakfast. That's the word I'm looking for. We'll start making breakfast pretty soon here, but.
So I guess I'm gonna show the clubhouse real quick.
Oh, you're gonna show something real quick?
Yeah, I might as well. It's not done, but it's very close. So
cool.
It might be dark. I'm sorry if it is.
No worries.
So it's smaller than I thought it would be, but it's it's a nice size. So,
yeah, that's a pretty good size. And there's a couple of like gingerbread houses and stuff. So if you got a couple of them, make a nice little display.
Yeah, yeah. I think the seasonal sets are getting better by the year.
Well, there you go.
If they keep making them, I think they'll do better.
Right.
I like that wreath. That wreath particularly. How they went about that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. So Maniacs got their stream set to design pretty soon in a few minutes. We're just going to go till the top of the hour, and then we're going to call it. Thanks everybody for being in the chat. Thanks Butt Chop for organizing this and participating.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
I don't think he sleeps. I think he just stays awake and contributes to everybody's chat. I think he loads up on Red Bull and coffee pills on Thursday night and just rolls for 3 days. So that's good.
Been there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I gotta go get my 50-pack of Red Bull. I'll be back in an hour.
All right. Thanks, Julian, for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Kodiak, for being here.
Yeah, thank you, man. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah. And sorry we couldn't hear your voice on the thing, but Yeah, we'll test later and we'll figure that out and we'll try again at some other
Poor
point.
Travis.
For sure.
Yeah. So they haven't started yet, but go ahead and head over to their. I think I've linked it in there. If not, it's in the description just under this stream. It's the 12 to 2 hour stream, and then there's still quite a few after this. So head over there and have a great Thanksgiving. Everybody be safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Stay away from groups. All that good stuff. And
don't take any wooden nickels.
Don't take any wooden nickels. Don't take any razor blades. And we'll talk to you guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for a drawing stream here. So thanks, everybody.
See you Tuesday. Deuces.
Hey.